Genetic Potential Part 2, Negative Comments, and Cardio Tips. What's up, Internet? Jason English with Big J's Extreme Fitness. Today is the 14th of December, 2011, and I just wanted to add to what I said on my last video in response to the Hodge twins. Now, I had one comment, and I really appreciate that comment, basically saying that he went to a forum or some kind of a plug-in deal with your genetics and your weight and your body fat and your measurements and whatnot. It reminds me of a hot rod forum that I used to go to all the time to see how fast my hot rods would be. And it would ask you, what kind of cam you had, if you were using nitrous or a blower, supercharger, what type of intake, what kind of carburetor, if you had a stall converter, what the stall was, what your rear end gear ratio was, how tall your tires were, how heavy your truck was. And what I'm getting at is, no matter how awesome of a car you drive, or how fast it is, or how light it is, or how many horsepower it is, unless you know how to drive it, and unless you know the potential of that vehicle, there's no way that you are going to be able to get the best time. There's no way you're going to get a good 60-foot time. There's no way you can leave that tree without sleeping for a half a second or so, or half a second's a long time, but 0.05 or 0.1 whole second. As far as I'm wondering, but I want you guys to realize, no matter how awesome the car is, if you don't know how to drive it, you're not going to get a good time. Okay, quarter mile, eighth of a mile, 60 foot, whatever, reaction time. So with that being said, you've got huge muscles, you've got little bitty muscles. You've got a designated drive to get to a number and then you stop, or you go to failure. There's no way that a forum or an article or even a YouTuber can tell you how big you will end up being. Okay, now again, I agree with what the Hodge twin says. You reach your genetic potential, and the only thing you can do is build on that. But at the same time, how do you know you're at your genetic potential? How do you know that you've reached your full limitation until you push it even harder? Do you know what the difference between pain and discomfort is? A lot of people get uncomfortable and they say, I'm out, I don't want to hurt myself. Well, you're really not hurting yourself as long as you're helping yourself if it doesn't hurt. That's a mouthful. Anyway, just make sure you understand. I got to turn my defroster on because I'm talking too much, blowing too much hot air all over the place. Just understand this. No one can tell you how good you can be until you do it yourself. Okay, here comes that big bump. You guys think that I'm running over somebody. Here it comes. It's just a bridge. Okay, so I'll pause real quick and reconvene here in a minute. Okay, my second topic, it might have been the third. I don't know, it might have even been the first, but there's a lot of negative comments on this last video and the last couple of videos, and it's attacking different YouTubers saying that they don't know what they're talking about, or they're not as strong as so-and-so, or they're not as big, or they're taking steroids, or they're not taking steroids. My channel is solely based on positive influence and intensity. So, guys, personal message that between yourselves, but keep it off my channel. And I can't stop it. I just urge you guys to be positive to everybody. We're all brothers and sisters in iron, and I want all of you guys to be positive to each other. That's all I ask. Okay, so here's a quick tip for new cardio guys and gals. When I was competing in bodybuilding years ago, and I didn't really do a lot of cardio in the off season, shame on me, but I still don't. I would start with a back planning. So if I wanted to be lean by, let's say 3 months from now, I would back plan and start out this week with week 1, 3 days a week, 20 minutes a session. And that's all I would do. I'd write it down on my calendar, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, or whatever. And just, picking the times is a different subject or topic, but pick it accordingly. If you're waking up on an empty stomach and doing your cardio, that's great. If you're doing it after you eat, you're going to be kind of digesting the whole time, so I wouldn't really recommend it. I'd recommend that you do it either after your workout or when you wake up in the morning or on an empty stomach right before you go into bed. Those are 3 good times. Anyway, week 2, I would go up to 4 days a week at 20 minutes a session. Just slowly work into it. You try to kill yourself the first couple of days, you're not going to want to go back to it, I promise. Then week 3, bump it up another day, 5 days a week, 20 minutes a session. And I would never, unless you're getting ready for a competition, I would never go over 5 days a week in cardio. Week 4, okay, you go back down to 3 days a week, but you add another 10 minutes of cardio. So Week 4, you're doing 3 days a week, 30 minutes a session. Week 5, 4 days a week, 30 minutes a session. Week 6, 5 days a week, 30 minutes a session. I'll go one more week for you. Week 7, I'm about to wreck. Week 7, be careful, Big J. Week 7, go back down to 3 days a week, but increase 10 minutes. So 3 days a week, 40 minutes a session, and so forth and so forth. You see where I'm going with this. And by the time you get to the week that you wanted to be the leanest, hopefully it worked. You can tell, too, your body will start reacting. You start to see your intercostals and your abs, your chest striations in your quads, glute, hamstring separation, erector spinae, latissimus dorsi, trapezius, all those tricep striations that you'll get when you're eating right, training hard, and doing your cardio. So there's my tip for cardio, guys. Here's an awesome post-workout meal full of fat. I've got 6 ounces of chicken. I got 2 little drumettes for my hot wing sauce there. I got 4 ounces of beef sausage because it's got pepper and cheese in it. I've got 1 beef rib, delicious. I'm about to eat all that right now. See that orange on there? That's some of the carrot that I usually put in with it. Shh, don't tell nobody, it's a secret. And then a cup of brown rice and a cup of black coffee from my buddy in Oregon. Thank you very much, Shane. But that's a good post-workout if you want a little extra fat in there. I wanted to add one quick clip to this video and then I'll sign off. The most question I get asked is how do I make my arms grow? And I get over, I'm telling you, I promise you this, I get close to 100 personal messages per day. And I don't get on my computer for 2 or 3 or 4 days and I'll have 300 or 400 or 500 personal messages. And I'm sorry for the quick responses, but it literally takes hours to respond to all those, along with the comments, along with the personal messages, along with editing the film and uploading. So I'm not complaining. I just want to tell you guys the biggest question asked, the 2 biggest question asked is, Big J, what is your training split? And I'm going to tell you right now, it's a 5-day training split. Chest on day 1, legs on day 2, arms on day 3, shoulders on day 4, and then back on day 5. How much time do you rest in between sets? That's another big one. Until I feel like going again. I don't have a stopwatch. I don't watch the clock. Once I get my breath back and I'm ready to go, that's when I go. How many times can I train my arms and how can I make my arms bigger? You train your arms 4 or 5 days a week because you have arm day, well, you train your arms in, of course. You have chest day, training your tris and your bis. You have shoulder day, training your tris and your shoulders. You have back day, training your back and your bis. Even on squat day, on leg day, you're still gripping and pulling and squeezing and holding the bar. So you really train your arms 5 days a week. So I would not add another arm day. Even if your arms are only 16, 17, even 18 inches and you want another inch, keep on training everything the way you're supposed to train. It'll grow. Now remember, guys, I just read some more comments. Please try to stay positive on the channel. I really want to promote brothers and sisters in iron. Everybody gets along. I know I can't stop it, but I will delete it. I just want to make sure that you guys know that this is the most positive channel that I want. I want to make it the most positive channel on YouTube. Don't hate on people that like other people. Don't dislike other people but just because you don't think that they know what they're talking about. Because everybody out there in the fitness and nutrition, bodybuilding, and exercise realm in YouTube, they all have something to bring to the table. If you don't like it, just block it out. If you like it, try it. And if it works for you, hey, thumbs up. So anyway, that's about it for the video tonight. I really appreciate all your support. I know I say that too much. I'll try to get back to all your comments and whatnot. And there was something else I wanted to say. I guess I can't remember. Oh, what video do you guys want to see next? Because I've answered a couple of questions in these videos out of the 5 that I talked about last time. So intensity rules, train hardcore. We'll see you next video.